Hi, hello everyone. I'm glad to have here Victoria Baltag. She's a film producer, a film director, a lecturer, trainer, mentor, academic and professional mentor, academic at the University of Birmingham, professional at Screen Skills, which actually that one I think that mentoring program was closed in last year. So she has an entire list of activities. She is a businesswoman as well, an entrepreneur, as a producer, and as I mentioned, a film director. Thank you, Victoria, for accepting my invitation.
Thank you, Victoria, for giving me this opportunity. It means a lot to me, and it's really beautiful to be interviewed by Victoria. So today we will have like two Victorias talking to our viewers, which is a pleasure. And thank you so much for the opportunity again.
Two Victorias across the ocean. Let's say that, because
Indeed.
now you are in Bucharest, even you are established in UK, and myself, I'm near to Toronto in Canada. So I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'd like you to introduce yourself. I said only a few words about you, more like a list of activities you are doing. So can you tell us in few words who Victoria Baltag is?
Well, I will start saying that I feel myself as a giver. And starting from this point, everything I do, it's like crossing my heart, and everything, it's passion. And so I identify myself as a film director, but I do like feature films inspired from true events, projects which will give like an added value through the message, because the point is to give to the listeners or to the viewers the possibility of think further, put questions, and change in good. And so, furthermore, I identify myself as an entrepreneur. I'm preparing a startup. I'm also a scholar activist and an academic. I'm a PhD student at Queen's University, Belfast. And all in all, I am a person dedicated, and everything I do is with love, through love.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
It is difficult for a woman to find her way in business in this industry, or is difficult even as a director in this industry for a woman?
In filmmaking, I would say depends what do you want to do as a woman. I've listened to a representative of the independent British Film Association, and this lady shared with us that in the film industry only 0 percentage are women. And we raised the question why. Well, maybe because to be a member of the staff, like a DOP, a director of photography, or camera operator, it's difficult as a woman to carry those big cameras and everything, and probably women avoid this sort of jobs. Another reason is the industry is ruled by men nowadays, and it's difficult to find a room for us. And the third reason is for the small number in the industry, small number of women in the industry. It's the fact that women are not exactly risk takers as men. And this industry, it's about risks. It's about investing as much as you can and delivering a product which you don't know how much money will make afterwards. And so I think women are more inclined in involving in areas able to give estimated result. But I would say it's not easy to come back to your question. It's demanding. It's about lots of effort, risk-taking activities, but it pays off. And in both areas, as a film producer and a film director, if you work hard and believe in your dream, you will make it happen. There are some women in the film industry that they have success. There are not too many, but those who have success are like good inspiration for us, the rest.
Thank you, Victoria. I agree with you actually regarding the businesswoman. We take the risk in different way when I analyze more probably, and we like to have a backup plan. Men are more in general in any business, in my opinion. They take the risk as a game. It's a
Indeed.
different way to approach the risk for sure, but I think it's our nature. It's our nature as women uh, to protect probably more, and that is the reason we take the risk in different way. But we take the risk, which is good. What
Yes.
and because we talk about the risk, what do you consider to be the most difficult challenge you have had since opening the production house, the company?
There are many challenges. First challenge, and maybe the most important, was the fact that I started in this industry with zero experience. I mean, I had only the knowledge I've gained in my university during my studies, and nobody told me how much, feature film will cost, how many people shall I approach, how will I be able to work with so many people, because it's about chemistry. When you work with people, it's important to find those right for you, and you should be right for them too, in order to form a team and work together as a family. And so this was a huge challenge, and I have to say that I've learned while working. And then the second big challenge was to raise the funds that I needed to make this project happen. It's about a film about the Pitești experiment, which I started in 2011, and nowadays in 2021 we're still in post-production, just because this issue with money inconvenience lasted so long. And yeah, these two challenges were the most important and affected me a lot. And I am who I am at the moment because I've learned from those two big challenges.
Yeah, so what doesn't break us is making us stronger, yeah?
Exactly. You put it so well, Victoria. Exactly. I believe this. I believe this. And I've learned a lot from this, yes. And I try to see the positive part of this. And the lack of money made me to achieve so much, actually. If I would have had the funds from the beginning, I would probably not being able or not being interested to spread the information about the project, to make so many crowdfunding campaigns, to speak with so many people, to get in contact with you, actually, because we are together now, and we have this interview just because I approached you several months ago to ask for help for my movie, right? So this gave lots of added value, and even it was like inconvenience, it became something positive, and I took the positiveness from this, and I'm really glad.
Yeah, you approached me about that, but actually when I listen you and your story and what you are doing, how much are you doing in each day, I was wow. And this is the reason I invited you to give this
Thank you.
interview, because I'm sure your experience can help other women entrepreneurs or film directors as yourself. Yeah. What was the best piece of advice you received that helped you?
The best part of help that I received, this is the question?
Yeah, the best piece of advice.
The best, to never give up, Victoria. This was the best advice, and this is the advice I would give further to other people. As long as you believe in your dream, sooner or later you will find the resources to bring your dream to fruition, to make your project happen. And this was like something I believed in, and here I am. I want in the next 1.5 months to deliver the movie for worldwide viewers, because I expected the middle of April to have the movie done. So I think this is the best advice I can give: to never give up, to fight for your plan and project, and find around people with positive energy that can help you develop, and you help them develop back, because it's a mutual contribution, I believe. And so if you do this, you will succeed for sure.
Thank you. What do you do differently when opening, like looking in the retrospective, what will you do differently when you open your own house production?
What I would do different? I would probably do something else because if I would have the knowledge I have now about what a film production is, I think the all this information will make me to analyze the fact that I do not have the resources to start such a project. And maybe it's good when we want to do something, anything that we want to do, and we have that little naivety. This little naivety or ignorance will actually drive us to do the thing. Now I don't have that naivety, right? Because I started in 2011, now it's 2021. And I went through so many experiences and I gained so much knowledge about what a film production is and what's all about. And so with the wisdom I have now up to this moment, I would probably do something else, and I would not do this project, and I would probably not involve in this level in a film industry.
Because you mentioned you launched your house production in 2012.
Yes.
How, what, or who helped you to make this decision to start up this business, this company?
This was like a coincidence. So when I started a project and I let media know that I want to do this and I need people to help me, because obviously I didn't have the resources. And the resources didn't come from the institution or organization I hoped. I decided to start a crowdfunding campaign, and in Romania I needed to form like an entity able to collect all these funds. And I've been advised to start this production company so I can collect legally the funds for the movie and then spread them into third parties and other organizations that will work for it. So it was just a coincidence. Yeah, it happened.
Like the whole situation pushed you to have this.
Yeah, yes.
But you learn so much, like what you described before to the previous question, you actually learn a lot.
I did, and all the experiences made me think that this industry is for a category of people. Somebody able to be really strong, somebody able to do sacrifices, somebody able to work under pressure, somebody able to give up to other activities, and somebody who never gives up till the moment when it sees the result.
To the end, to be perseverant. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So, because you mentioned this company happened because of the circumstances, if you have again the chance to choose, what will you choose? To have this company or just to continue in the movie industry as a movie director?
I think I would love to do both. It's just because being a film producer, you have the control of all parts of the team, all parts of the equipment, everything that is contributing to this engine that makes the movie happen. And so I would love to be involved in this. On the other side, if for example I will be approached by a film production company to direct a movie and they will tell me that they will take care of everything, I'd be very pleased to take part as a director only. For me, being a film producer as well as a film director, it's because I didn't have any other chance. So I could not do only one because we were a very small team, and then it was my duty to search for finances, to search for resources, to talk with people, and so on and so forth. And then I did it because I needed to. But if I would have the chance to have somebody taking care of this part, for sure I would love to do only the creative part of filmmaking, which is a film directing process.
I know you mentioned the Pitești experiment, but please tell me before to give more details about this artistic movie. Please tell me a little bit about the other movie you have done, or even about your future projects you have.
Yeah, so I would love to talk about a short documentary film that is actually my first film I've gotten an award with. It's called Faith and Flame. It's an anthropological documentary film. I applied to the Research Film Festival in London in 2013. After I finished my master's degree at Birmingham University, where, as you mentioned, I'm a mentor now. Then I did another short. It's called The Memory of Water. It's after Sherlock Stephenson theater play. I have a documentary film about the life story in television of Titus Montano. It's a documentary film I worked last year, and it's finished, and if the cinemas will be open, I hope to have like a film premiere for this documentary film in September this year. I'm working on a feature film about the reproduction of the lost movie of Benjamin Fondan. It's a movie called Tararira. And Benjamin Fondan was a Romanian Jewish French filmmaker. His name is Benjamin Fundoianu. He was born in Iași, in the city you were studying, Victoria, and in the city I was studying as well. And he was really famous in the interbellum time, like a period of time in 1920s, 1930s, and he immigrated in Paris. He worked for Paramount Pictures, and in 1936 he made a film called Tararira that was considered a masterpiece. The movie disappeared, and I want to reproduce it with the information we have about the movie at the moment. So we have like several pages from the script. We have the entire music. We have the plot. We have the nearly 30 pictures from making of. So I want to collect everything and put together, and where information is missing, to come with my added value as a film director. So this is a work in progress, a feature film that I am planning to start probably next year. Victoria, I cannot hear you.
Yeah. Sorry. Sounds very interesting, and I think it's a research and creative movie in the same time. So again, you you find a way to do something different that you have done before. So coming back to your artistic movie, and in the same time historical, in my opinion, the Pitești experiment movie. I know you put a lot of time, money, all kind of resources in this movie for the last quite a few years. So maybe you can give us more detail about the movie itself, and how do you see finalizing this movie?
So it's a project I started in 2011 while I was studying at the summer school in Romania. The summer school was treating the communist crimes topic, and I was very interested just because I studied so many years in Romania and I never came across the information about the communist crimes. So we haven't learned in school about these atrocities that we had in our recent history. And so I took part at the summer school, and in one of the days a person came and shared with us this information about Pitești experiment, and also presented us a documentary film called The Demasking. You can search it on YouTube, it's free to watch, and it shares the life story of several persons who were like in Pitești prison, and they faced the re-education, and they were like the few survivors. And so I watched this documentary film and I felt terrified, because those things that happened there were like beyond human imagination. And I was thinking why we didn't learn about this, why we haven't made this topic known, because it's a hidden topic in Romania and worldwide. And I decided to make a movie because I've came to the conclusion that information are around. If we want to study about the Pitești experiment, we will find the books. There are several books about this, written by survivors, written by historians, and so forth. But we don't come across these books because we don't know about the topic, and then we can't, search for these books. And I thought a feature film will go inside people's houses easier than a book. So I thought if I make a movie inspired from these true events, those who will see the movie will search further and find out information about everything that was happening there. Because obviously in a movie you present as much as you can, but you cannot show everything. So from my point, a book will always remain the one that I will always recommend for finding true information. And so continuing what you asked me, so I decided to do this in 2011 for 4 years because I was a student in United Kingdom. Each summer for 4 years I came back to my country and I tried to search in the communist archives. I tried to talk with the survivors or the families of those who faced the re-education and didn't come back from the prison, so they died there. And I took all these stories from everybody and I put them with bullet points. I formed a story and I gave it to a professional script writer. Her name is Lexa Axinte. She wrote the script. I let media know, so I made a press release and press conferences to let people know I want to do this project. I need help, and those who are keen to come along and form a team with me, I am waiting for them. And this is how I formed my team. Actually, we're like a family now because we worked so well together. We started to shoot in 2015. This was like 5 years ago. It's like it happened yesterday for me. And since 2016, we were like searching all possibilities to do the post-production, which turned to be extremely expensive for us. This is an independent project with no funds. I started to contribute with some savings I had for myself. I planned to buy a studio and I thought I can make a feature film with my little money, but unfortunately I spent the entire amount in the pre-production and the development stages, scouting location and script and all the press conferences and castings. With all these things I spent the entire amount. It's like unbelievable. And so I remained with no funds and I was thinking what to do, and I started to do crowdfunding campaigns, several crowdfunding campaigns, but I had no experience. So if you Google now, you will find like campaigns on Indiegogo. Now it's one on GoFundMe. I had several in Romania on Romanian platforms, but I raised like 1,000 to 3,000 euros in total. So very, very small amounts when, for example, for us, only the camera to rent it, it was like 1,000 euros per day, and we were shooting like 1 month. So basically we raised less than 10% out of the amount we needed, but we made it happen because I had an amazing crew, and they accepted to work with a deferred contract. So I have to pay my crew and actors after I will sell the movie. And at the moment we have a crowdfunding campaign. It's on GoFundMe. And if you search the Pitești Experiment GoFundMe, you can contribute. And just 2 minutes, no, 30 seconds to say a little bit about this history about the Pitești Experiment and why it's so important for me. So between 1948 to 1952, in Romania, the best students were encouraged to become members of the Communist Party. It was a time when the communists came to power in Romania. And those students who refused, they were re-educated. And this re-education was a mental and physical torture between the inmates. This method of re-education came from Anton Semyonovich Makarenko, a pedagogue that was working in ex-URSSR, and he came with this idea that during between 7 to 15 years of re-education, any human being can become the new human. It was this policy to have the new human being ready to follow all communist doctrine. And so in this movie, I'm sharing the life story of several of those students who faced this re-education. And I think it's very important for us to know the past, to learn from what happened, and to never let happen again. In case as this situation was, it was really, really unbelievable, tragical moment in the recent history in Romania. And nowadays I've heard re-education is happening in the world, in other countries. So for me, this movie on one side is a commemoration for those who died unguilty in this re-education prison in Pitești. And on the other side, I want to raise awareness about the fact that the atrocious moments in history have a repetitivity. And in order to avoid these moments to happen, we have to know, to learn from them, and to never let them happen again. And this raising awareness will go further to those who still apply re-education to people. So my intention is to make them stop this, because I think we live in a society where we shall have the freedom to believe, to have our values and our own decision without being imposed of doing something if we don't want to. That's all about the Pitești Experiment. Thank you so much for listening. I think I speak too much. I cannot hear you, Victoria.
You worked so many years in this project, so you speak with such a passion, and for sure you are very determined to see it to the end. Thank you. To provide to the public this artistic movie. Because we should mention it is another TV show, which is a documentary TV shows from the Romanian television, Memorialul Durerii.
Very good. Yes.
Created by the Lucia Honsu Longin.
Yes.
But I don't know how many people, and especially from your generation, they had the chance to watch that TV show. Which actually in a few episodes touch the experiments at Pitești, yeah. So yours, yes, it's a total different approach. It's an artistic movie. I'm repeating all the time this because many people, I think, they have the impression it's a documentary. It's not. It's an historical movie, and the way you approach, first of all, you started with really beginning, like even before this experiment to start in Pitești, it was starting in Suceava,
Yes.
with the students from there, and it was moved in Pitești.
Indeed.
So yeah, we invite everyone to look after trailers. Are many shorts videos in YouTube as well about this movie. And I don't know if you mentioned, I know during our discussion you told me it's possible the people to contribute not only with money. Money are important, of course, but contribute with services or other kind of resources just to contact you, and you will talk exactly. And as well, I was impressed about your creativity and your team creativity regarding what kind of the words you are offering to the people who are helping this movie to come to the light and to be in the cinemas. Uh, like little gifts used during the
Yes.
filming, or even gifts from well-known Romanian actors. And I think that is very important. Yeah. So it's not like you are begging, it's like you give something in exchange for this help. Which is
I believe in sharing, and giving is the best way of communication, and so we work for giving back a lot, and taking part of this project will make you last forever. So your name will last forever in the IMDb credentials with special thanks once, and then we can invite you to our film premieres. We can have special sessions with members of our crew or cast, actors, or even with me as a film director. If you want to talk to me, we can establish a meeting. Also, we can make lots of pictures, frames with the signature of our famous actors. I have to say that we've been honored to have Ioan Caramitru, the one that played with Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 1. He's really known, and it was a great honor for me to have the chance to work with him. And yes, we can have a signature from Ioan Caramitru and from all our actors, to be more precise. And then we love to give back, and we love you to contribute, because I think this movie is a movie made with people for people. And as long as we have something to learn from it and bring an added value to the society, then we've fulfilled our goal to do something proactive. And this movie has this goal as well.
Yeah, so I still have a few questions for you. One, it's a little bit personal, so let me know if you feel comfortable to answer to that one. If not, I have another one. So, sounds like your life in the last years was crazy busy. So, what do you think about the subject professional life and personal life?
I think in life there are moments when you have to push harder, either for personal life, either for professional. And there are moments when you know that now is the time to do this, and then later you will do the rest. And so for me, I think it's very important to push as much as possible to finish this project I started a long time ago, because there are projects with people, with a big team, and I have the responsibility here on my shoulders, and I have to deliver the result of this project, which is to have the movie available worldwide in cinemas and mainstream. And so I think you can mingle between professional life and personal. There are many women in the world that they can do both, and I believe I will be able to do. But for example, for me, in this specific moment, I focus as much as possible on the things I have to do because of this responsibility I have. And when the time will come to allocate a little bit more time for my personal life, I'd love to do so as well.
So I thank you very much for your kindness to share so much information, and as well how you discover this passion yourself and how you became a businesswoman by circumstances, but in the same time you are still very how to say, eager to learn more. So I think this is what drove you in this direction. So my last question will be for you: what message do you have for those women thinking to become a producer, to have their own business, or to be a director? What should they do to be successful?
I will take your last comment, and I would argue that success is not necessarily money. Success can be visibility, can be volunteering activities, can be helping someone. I am more social businesswoman. So when you do a social business, it's like you do a project that has a result beyond money. I started my production company in 2012, but I'm on minus since. Yeah, it's because when you do a movie, the profit will be registered in the moment when you sell the product, which my movie is not ready yet, right? So everything I put in this business, yeah, it was like a cost. So I'm minus, 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 minus. But on the other side, the success was registered in the visibility that this project has. If you Google, you will see hundreds of news, TV, online, newspapers, so on and so forth about this. And for me, it's like everything that I always wanted. I wanted people to know about this topic. I wanted to raise awareness about the eradication phenomena. So in my way, I fulfilled my task in a way, right? And now coming back to your question, I think that a woman interested in starting a business in this industry shall have here and in her heart established exactly what she wants to do. That she wants to make money, then maybe, money are coming from a little different side of the film industry. You have to do other topics, comedies, something that appeals a huge category of audience. If you want to bring knowledge and you want your products to give a meaning to those who watch, if your project is cultural, then you have to know the culture and education. They don't come easy. You have to put an effort for this. And so the money will not come that easy. And be prepared for this. And so you have to have these two things established. And then if you are strong enough, if you believe in your goal, if you have something to give to the society, because as a filmmaker, a film producer or a film director, it's not an industry that you do it for yourself and your friends. You do it for the world. So this means you have something to transmit. It's a message you want to give to the people. So if you have something to say, then you have to have the ambition to deliver that message to the worldwide audience. And to be able to sacrifice, it's very important. It's just, this industry is so overwhelming. You have to have knowledge from dozens of areas, from management to mathematics, geometry, geography, anthropology, sociology, journalism, human resources. You have to know a little bit from everything, because you deal with a huge category of people from different areas, because this is all about film industry. People are coming from different areas and they all contribute in order to make this project happen. And so you have to be eager to do this. You have to be very ambitious, to never give up, to be able to sacrifice and be sane here. Because the mental health is really important as well. So if you can control all these things, you will succeed. And on the other side, if you want to start a business in any other area, the most important is to have the knowledge. To get the information you need, to read dozens of books. I have to say that each successful entrepreneur reads at least 60 books per year. It's a huge amount of books, but they do this in order to succeed. So it's very important to know that education is like indispensable, and we have to study, and this is a sacrifice we take. So in order to go to a park and relax, or we have to sit and read, because this is the only way to get the information in our brain. Of course the experience as well, but before this, to have that base, the foundation of entrepreneurship, it's starting with knowledge. I think these are the things that are core important for starting a business in any area. And thank you.
It was wonderful to have you, Victoria, and I'm glad you touched so deeply the success concept, I'll say, because the community Women of Success has one of the point in our agenda is actually to educate children, young people, to help the young entrepreneurs, the young career women to understand success doesn't mean it's always money.
Exactly.
And a lot of money has some prices, unseen prices, I can say. Like you mentioned, it was one moment when you mentioned, still I would like to be a producer because this gave me the opportunity to see my project in the way is my vision, is not because it was imposed by someone or like something coercive to come to you in your concept of this movie. So, of course, I'm glad you mentioned this and thank you very much and good luck. And I'm inviting everyone who will come across this interview to think how they can help you to see to the light and in the cinema the Pitești experiment and contact you, go to the GoFundMe. And as I said, not always it's about the money, it's about if we can give you services as a barter or some resources, just contact you, talk with you, and we'll discover how we can help you, I suppose.
So Victoria, thousands of thanks for giving me this opportunity. It means a lot to me because I always wanted to spread the information about things I do and invite people to contribute and come along. And coming back to the call that you've raised about my GoFundMe, yes, we are welcoming people able to contribute with services. At the moment, we work on sound editing, Foley, cleaning of the dialogue, mastering, mixing. If anybody has expertise in this area, please contact me because we need this. Also, color grading. If you did color grading for feature films, please contact me. It will be like a huge contribution to do so. Anything that deals with post production. Also, we need contribution with marketing, publicity, visibility. So anything that you come across to your mind and you think you can contribute, please contact me because I will be more than delighted to talk to you and to explain you what can be done in order to finish this project together. And thank you so much, Victoria.
All the best. And as you said in the beginning, from Victoria to Victoria, across the ocean. Have a nice Sunday afternoon. And keep in touch to let us to know when is the premiere of the movie.
We will organize a premiere starting with September in Romania and then worldwide if this pandemic will allow us, because nowadays the external factors are like deciding our lives. But yeah, starting with September, the movie will be done for sure for everybody's interest.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much, Victoria. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.